Hi everyone. We're back reading The Puppy Place, a place for every puppy to find a home. This one here is about Scout. We're on chapter 6. Come on, Scout. Come on, buddy. Chase me. Lizzie ran to the end of the yard looking over her shoulder to see if the puppies were behind her. Sure enough, Scout was bounding along right on Lizzie's heels. Buddy ambled a little farther behind, stopping now and then to sniff the ground or pick up a stick in his mouth. As soon as school was over, Lizzie and Maria had headed to Lizzie's house. They could hardly wait to see if Scout had what it took to become a search and rescue dog someday. That was the first great idea Lizzie had come up with that day during the assembly. Now that they knew how Casey had been trained, they could try it themselves. Lizzie and Maria had decided to start with the puppy runaways, the training game Meg had talked about. Meg had explained that a good search and rescue dog actually enjoys following and finding people. They think it's fun, she said. Scout sure seemed to feel that way. She dashed after Lizzie and she followed Maria when Maria ran the other way. And then Sammy and Charles and the Bean came outside. She followed them, too. She followed whoever was running from the end of the yard to the end of the yard, and upon the deck and back down and around the house, back up to the deck and then back to the yard again. Scout thought this was the best game ever. It was so much fun to follow people. Nobody could get away from her. Scout loved the way the children laughed and patted her and kissed her when she ran after them. Buddy liked the game too, but not as much as Scout did. He seemed just as happy to chase his own tail as to chase one of the kids. After they'd run around for a while, Lizzie flopped down on the deck to catch her breath. The others joined her. Scout climbed up on her lap and Buddy curled up next to Charles. "Well, I think Scout really has aptitude," Lizzie announced as she rubbed Scout's fuzzy, floppy ears and kissed the top of her head. What?" Charles asked. "Aptitude," Lizzie said again. "It seems she has some natural talents that show she could be a good search and rescue dog." "What about Buddy?" Charles asked. He picked up Buddy's paw and waved it in the air. "I want to be a search and rescue dog too," Charles said in a squeaky voice, and he was supposed to be Buddy's. Lizzie reached over to pet Buddy. "Maybe someday," she said, "but I think you're best just as our sweet Buddy boy." "If you ask me, police dogs are cooler," Sammy said. "I thought Thor was awesome. Did you see the teeth on that dog? I bet the bad guys really are scared of him." Lizzie shrugged. "I think Casey's job is more fun. Thor spends his whole day in the police car, but Casey gets to go all over the country when somebody needs our help." "True," Maria agreed. "She is a real hero. That's why I want our class to sponsor her. She can be our class mascot," Lizzie said. "That was my other great idea." "You mean the way the class at the high school sponsors Thor?" Maria asked. "Exactly," said Lizzie. "And when Scout grows up and becomes a search and rescue dog, maybe our class can sponsor her too." She put Scout down and jumped to her feet. "I have it all figured out," she said. Pacing up and down the deck, Scout followed behind her, padding along on her two big puppy feet. "We can write emails to Casey so that it will be like a language arts project. Mrs. Albertson would love that instead of just buying her treats and toys like the class does for Thor. We'll raise money to buy Casey things like she really needs, like, I don't know, maybe booties for her paws. Plus, we can get advice from Meg and Casey on how to train Scout." Lizzie stopped for a breath. "Maybe we can have a bake sale at school," said Maria, getting to the idea. "That's a great way to raise money." Lizzie and Maria talked about their idea for the rest of the weekend as they played with the puppies, and at the morning meeting on Monday they had no trouble convincing the rest of the class to sponsor Casey. Lizzie had gotten Meg's email address from her dad, and she and Maria wrote a note during recess that very day. The note really went to Meg, but it was fun to pretend to write to Casey. "To Casey from Mrs. Albertson's class. Reason sponsoring you. Dear Casey, thank you for visiting our school last week. We think you are the greatest. We would like to be our class mascot and help us with Scout's training. Will you send us a picture of yourself? Also, tell us if there is anything you need and we will raise the money to get it for you. Your friends, Mrs. Albertson's class." They heard back that very same day. To Mrs. Albertson's class from Casey. Wow! "Dear class, I would be honored to be your mascot and happy to help with Scout's training. Attaches a picture of me in my vest, and I hope you like it. If you really want to get me something I need, maybe you could buy me a flotation vest for water rescues. Lots of my SAR, which is called Search and Rescue friends, have them, and they are really cool. Thanks a million. Loves and arfs from your mascot, Casey. Wow, that was awesome. That there is chapter 6. We're going to be back with you as soon as we can. Hope you're having a great day, and remember, keep on reading. It won't hurt you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.